Message to opposition leader and PNM political leader Penny Beckles. Beckles' lecture on truth and democracy rings hollow in light of PNM's track record. Opposition leader and PNM political leader Penny Beckles delivered a dramatic warning to the nation, claiming that truth and democracy are in danger in Trinidad and Tobago. Yet, when examined closely, her statements raise more questions about the PNM's own credibility than about any supposed national crisis. At the relaunch of the Dr. Eric Williams Institute for Political Education, Beckles lamented the rise of misinformation, political manipulation, and leadership without preparation. Ironically, these have been hallmarks repeatedly associated by citizens, analysts, and civil society alike with the PNM's conduct during its time in office. Beckles spoke of the dangers of charisma being mistaken for competence, but it was under the PNM that public trust eroded significantly as major institutions became weakened, accountability faltered, and transparency deteriorated. It was also the PNM that presided over some of the most troubling governance controversies in recent memory, leaving citizens hungry for real facts, not political theater. She warned about surrendering democracy to misinformation. Yet, the same PNM continues to weaponize misinformation regularly, misleading statements, red herrings, selective storytelling, and now, even the distortion of historical commentary from respected scholars. Beckles urged citizens to value critical thinking. But for a decade, under PNM rule, education suffered from underinvestment, dilapidated infrastructure, unfunded schools, and missed opportunities for modernization. Instead of empowering citizens to think critically, the PNM left generations underserved and underprepared. She insisted that a political party that stops learning stops leading. But after the PNM's crushing defeat in the 2025 general election, the party has demonstrated very little evidence of introspection, renewal, or meaningful reform. Instead of learning from the electorate's verdict, the party's leadership has doubled down on recycled narratives, political deflection, and blame-shifting. Dr. Jelani Reed's comments on misinformation were especially striking. He cited the recent debate on constitutional history as an example of political distortion. However, the PNM's response to that debate, the manufacturing of racial and emotional narratives where none existed, only proves how deeply misinformation has become embedded in their political strategy. The relaunch of the Eric Williams Institute should have been an opportunity for genuine renewal. Instead, what the public received was a polished lecture on values the party no longer practices. While Beckles spoke about truth, accountability, and education, the PNM's own legacy continues to contradict those very principles. If the PNM wants to reclaim credibility, it must do more than host lectures. It must confront its own track record honestly, acknowledge the real reasons for its electoral rejection, and demonstrate a commitment to the democratic values it now claims to defend. Until then, these grand speeches will remain what the public increasingly sees them as: political posturing dressed in academic language, far removed from the lived reality of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.